Hey, compadres, this is Grant coming to you from Senatobia, Mississippi. If you don't know where that is, we're just south of Memphis. We're close enough to Memphis that several of our folks work in Memphis and far enough away that several of our other folks still live on the farm. So maybe that gives you a little bit of an idea of what it's like to live here. Today, I want to bring you, as everyone else has, some words of encouragement. And I think that we're in a season where we need a lot of that right now, as many have said. So, as I was thinking about this, I kind of narrowed it down to one general thought. And I want to start by reading a text Luke chapter 18, verses 9 through 14. To some who are confident of their own righteousness and look down on everyone else, Jesus told this parable. Two men went up to the temple to pray, one a Pharisee and the other a tax collector. The Pharisee stood by himself and prayed, God, I thank you that I am not like other people, robbers, evildoers, adulterers, or even this tax collector. I fast twice a week and I give a tenth of all I get. But the tax collector stood at a distance, would not even look up to heaven, but beat his breast and said, God, have mercy on me, a sinner. I tell you that this man, rather than the other, went home justified before God. For all those who exalt themselves will be humbled, and those who humble themselves will be exalted. I know where we generally go with this text. We generally think that we don't need to think ourselves more righteous than we are. We need to stay humble. And those are important lessons from this text. We can also look at this text and we can think of all the different people that we point to, and we think about how bad they are. And it's a reminder that the people that we disagree with, it's a reminder that the people that are on the other side of issues might be more righteous than we are, especially about certain things. But what I want to point to in this text is a little bit of a different direction, a little bit of a different take. I think sometimes we think our life with God has got to be regimented, and that we come to God through these disciplines that we do during the day, through our routine, through our daily Bible readings, through our prayer, through our worship services. And certainly there is something important about ritual. Both of these men were at the temple, so there was at least a little bit of ritual there. But what I want to suggest is that sometimes where we come closest to God are the moments that our heart cries out. That the little prayers that we put before God, when we're really stressed out, when things are not going our way, and we say, God, help me through this. Or maybe something good happens and we just stop and we say, thank you. What I want to suggest, especially during this time of anxiety and stress and busyness, is that maybe we can give ourselves a break when we don't hit our disciplines exactly the way that we want to. When we get out of our routine, when the craziness of the time that we're living in busts all of our habits up. That we can find the time during the day when things go well to say thank you. And when things are not going well, to say help. And a reminder that God hears those prayers. Because men and women have never been successful at building scaffolding to get to God. Whenever God comes into our lives, it's because God chooses to come to us. And very often, God meets us in the mundane. He meets us in the everyday. And so during our days, as we're going through the normal, everyday routines of our life, let's not forget that when these things are happening, when we feel stressed, when we feel happy, when we feel sad, when we feel peace, let's stop and tell God what's on our heart, even in just that moment. And through these little things, we can continue to stay connected to God. Have a great day. God bless.